Welcome back, history explorers. Today, we're stepping into the world of an ancient people whose stories are etched into the very soil of Italy. We're talking about the Etruscans, a civilization that predates Rome and has puzzled historians for centuries with their undeciphered language and remarkable culture. These master artisans and traders left behind stunning works of art and architecture that speak volumes about their lives and beliefs. As we uncover the Etruscans today, we connect with a society that has contributed much to the world we know, from their influence on Roman culture to the mysteries they left behind. Join us as we explore the legacy of a people both hidden and integral to ancient history. If you're keen to learn more about the forgotten chapters of our past, make sure to hit that like button. And if this is your first time here and you love digging into history, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating journeys back in time. Let's turn back the clock to central Italy, where, from around 900 BC, a civilization known as the Etruscans was coming into its own. These early Italians were ahead of their time, crafting a culture as rich as it was influential, especially on their neighbors, who would eventually build the Roman Republic. The Etruscans were the artisans and the elites of their era. Their art was advanced, their society complex, and their cities bustling centers of trade and power. But despite their once great presence, much about them remains a puzzle to this day. Their language is a relic, not tied to any other known tongue. It's a linguistic island that has left experts scratching their heads. And the question of their origins? It has historians divided. Some theories suggest they emerged from within Italy, while others argue they may have migrated from afar, possibly from Asia Minor or the Aegean. This blend of incomplete historical records and unsolved linguistic puzzles is exactly why the story of the Etruscans is as much about the history we know as it is about the mysteries we're yet to unravel. In the heart of their era, the Etruscans set the standard for Mediterranean flair. Their urban centers were not just homes to their own people, they were hubs of innovation and artistry that attracted traders from across the sea. Etruscan craftsmanship was unrivaled, whether fashioning delicate gold jewelry or erecting majestic temples that stood as beacons of their architectural genius. But Etruscan culture wasn't all work and no play. They practically wrote the book on how to celebrate life. Feasts that could rival any modern party, athletic games that predate the Olympics, and theatrical spectacles were commonplace. And their spiritual life? It was rich and complex, with a pantheon of deities that even the Romans, the eventual masters of the Mediterranean, found compelling enough to adopt and integrate into their own religion. This vibrancy of their social and religious life paints a picture of a people who not only valued the finer things but also revered the divine, creating a society that was as devoted to the pleasures of life as it was to the sacred. Imagine a society that not only embraces the natural world but also excels in reshaping it. The Etruscans were just such people, celebrated as masterful engineers. They didn't just settle the wild landscapes of Italy, they transformed them. With dikes to control the river's might and advanced drainage systems to convert marshes into expanses of fertile fields, they laid the groundwork for what would become a hallmark of Roman ingenuity, the creation of engineering wonders. Their legacy, however, goes beyond just their engineering prowess. The Romans didn't start as the architects of the world's greatest empire, they had teachers. And in many ways, that mentorship came from the Etruscans. The early framework of what would evolve into the Roman Republic, the rituals that would define Roman religion, and even the spectacle of gladiatorial combat. These were not just adopted, but were inherited from the Etruscan way of life. In every stone laid by Roman hands, in every Senate decree, and in the cheers echoing through the Colosseum, you can find the whispers of the Etruscan influence that pervaded and to some extent prefigured the Roman cultural and political landscape. As with all great realms of the ancient world, the Etruscans too met their twilight. By the waning years of the 4th century BC, the brilliance of Etruscan culture dimmed as they found themselves increasingly enveloped by the Romans, their erstwhile disciples turned dominators. Yet the exact path of their decline is layered in the same cloak of mystery that shrouds so much of their history. Was it the relentless march of Roman legions, the gradual merging of societies through marriage and commerce, or did a series of calamities erode the foundations of their cities? Despite the scarcity of written records from the Etruscans themselves, the stones and bones of their tombs still speak. Through these silent sentinels of history, the Etruscans reach out from the past. Their elaborate burial sites and the treasures within them recount tales of a people who embrace life and face death with equal passion, crafting a legacy that refused to be wholly consumed by the sands of time or the might of Rome. In these cryptic messages from the afterlife, in the form of exquisite murals, the goods they took to their graves, and the very layout of their eternal dwellings, we find the echoes of a civilization that, in its demise, continues to intrigue and captivate those who listen closely to the whispers of history. In the end, the Etruscans bequeath to us an inheritance of immeasurable value. Is their greatest legacy perhaps the Roman Empire itself? A civilization that might have looked starkly different had it not been for the indelible Etruscan influences? Or do we see their enduring spirit in the artistic mastery of their sculptures and frescoes that continue to draw wonder and admiration millennia later? It could be that the truest testament of the Etruscans is the narrative they contribute to the human story, a tale of a civilization that rose to magnificent heights, wove itself into the fabric of history, and then stepped back into the shadows, leaving us to piece together their story from the fragments they left behind. I want to thank you for accompanying me to the enigmatic reaches of ancient Italy. If this journey through the Etruscan world has captivated you, I hope you can show your appreciation with a thumbs up. And now, before you journey onwards, I invite you to share your thoughts. Dive into the comments section below and let us know which enigma from the annals of history you'd like us to explore next. Remember, each episode we share here is more than a tale of the past. It's a lens through which we can view and better understand the world we inhabit today.